Morning, folks. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning today. Hope you had a great day yesterday, although yesterday was pretty tough to trade. Not an easy open yesterday, so hope you was able to survive that. But either way, good morning. Happy Friday, guys. Welcome to the pre-market show. Let's get started here. We got quite a bit to go through here. As you can see, we have a list here, so we'll look at our top plays and highlights for yesterday, and then we'll get into our gappers list, Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. Just want to do a quick mic check. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, sweet. All right, guys, so let's get into it. So let's start over with Roku. So Roku, again, very active. Yes, as you can see, it's beautiful gap up. And then in the morning, we get the 5-minute over here as well. Here we go. There it is. So very active on this gap up, but really when it opened up, it was pretty choppy. It was not as clean as we would like. So you can see on a nice opening range breakup, but you had to have a very good entry or get in before the 5-minute to take advantage of this great risk to reward. Gives you a nice pop here towards this level, and then completely engulfs and drops back down. It could have been a good short, but again, doesn't really run too much. You have to be very quick. This was very fast, and you had to really take advantage of it. Now Andrew called it for long around this area. Once it came above VWAP, Andrew said, this looks like it's going to be a long. It dipped down a little bit here, and then it came right back up, and it shot up all the way towards the high of the day, cracking a little bit before it started selling off again. So again, Roku was very active yesterday. We also had Cron, C-O-R-N. And this one, it shocked me a bit. I thought it was going to be a lot stronger than this because it was up yesterday as well. But as you can see here, just drops the minute it opens up. It's completely dropping here, leaving the VWAP. Nice, beautiful opening range breakup. Almost not giving you a pullback, but you do get a small pullback here, which is what I like to see. Also on the 15-minute, right, you also get another pullback here as well. And then it just continues to drop nicely all the way down here, just losing a lot of the ground that it had gapped up from on news yesterday. So that was CORN. Then we had also AMD. AMD was just unreal. I'm shocked that I did not trade AMD yesterday. But look at this move, man. I mean, just you get this nice pop here. If you got in here, you could have got stopped out. You would have got stopped out here. But then you get this beautiful 1-minute candle here. And then look at the 5 as well. Good confirmation that the stock is strong after gapping up quite a bit. I think it was gapping up 14% or so. And then it just never looked back. Just went all the way up here. And actually, Andrew was talking about when these stocks are very strong, you want to be careful in taking them short. So he took a long also here. It didn't run quite yet in this area, but this was the move that we were looking for, right? You usually tend to get this pullback. And it consolidates. It did another pullback here as well. This time, I'm sure a lot of people got probably caught thinking it was going to lose the 9 and the 5 and keep going, but it clearly bounces up to 20 and then just takes off nicely, hitting the high of the day and going higher. So I mean, AMD was a beast yesterday, opening up around 31.23, heading all the way up to 33.50ish or so. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. And here we have a KHC. This one was it's a little weird. It's just very choppy at the open, man. Look at this, just stuck it in this range. I mean, it had a beautiful pre-market action, and then really just turned to crap at the open. They didn't really give us a nice, good move. And actually, I was trying to go short here. And then my broker didn't have the short selling restriction just yet at the open. It wasn't populated yet, but I got rejected because of the SSR. Now I was trying to figure out what happened, but I missed this move here. This is the move that Brian talks about a lot, right? Stock opens up, goes to VWAP, tested the VWAP first, then drops down. So I was looking to get into that move. Unfortunately, I was not able to because of the SSR. And then just from there, it gives you a nice drop, and then just comes up and just kind of just close around the VWAP, not really giving you any indication of a short or a long. But later in the day, it became a beautiful long. I mean, look at this. Comes back down, cannot get towards the bottom of the low of the day, and then hits the VWAP, and then takes off nicely for a nice trend trade here. But again, it was very tough to trade in the morning. Really not clean. I was expecting a little more out of KHC yesterday. Here we have GDOT. So GDOT took off, beautiful opening range breakup, but then it doesn't run. A lot of us got in here for the opening range breakup. But the price action was nasty. I took this trade as well. It wasn't clean, so I got out almost at break even because it really didn't get going. I'm so glad I did, because look at this drop here. Andrew talks about this a lot. When you get in a trade, it takes too long to get going, especially on these opening range breakups, because the volume is high. You want this to happen right away. If it starts taking too long, most likely you're better off, you know, getting out of break even for a small profit and then seeing if the setup is still going to continue. You can see here this thing drops down and then it becomes a beautiful long towards the top here. Here we have Apple. Apple again just very choppy at the open as well. It took about 30 minutes to an hour to settle in and then provide us a good long here, but again just not a clean open trade here. But after that, after it settles down about 10:30ish or so, you can see this beautiful pop cracking the high of the day. Once it cracks the high of the day in this area here, it just takes off there, never looks back, hitting some levels all the way up to 202.50 or so in this area. So that's what we had, guys. And then here's one that I did not watch, right? This was a tough day to trade, right? So I had a small red day, negative 50 bucks or so, because it was just not clean. There was not a lot of stuff going on there, even though we had a huge gap risk list. Remember this? Yesterday we had probably about 15-20 stocks, and this is one that I decided to take off my list. And look at this beautiful opening range breakdown, beautiful engulfing crack, loses the VWAP, loses the low of the day, and then it drops nicely. I mean, this is the type of strategy we look for. Unfortunately, we can't watch them all, guys, so we missed this one. But if you were watching this stock, this would have been a beautiful trade here for yesterday. All right, folks, so let's get into some news. If you're ready to go, Norm. So announcements of what we got on the news front.
Yeah, not a ton today. The SPY is down about 0.5% this morning. Not much economic data. Producer price index came out a few minutes ago. Nothing really going on with that. We are wrapping up what has been the most volatile week in the market in quite some time. So I'll be curious to see where we end up today. You know, the last couple of days we've popped up a decent amount, even though we're quite a bit lower than we were a week or so ago. We've really bounced off that lower end of the range that we've talked about for a few months, the 281, 282 number. So I'll be curious. We're back up against moving averages on the daily. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, and then earnings starts to quiet down at this point. So that's about it.
Yep. Excellent. So yeah, the SPY, and you can tell here also the volume on the bottom, how it has increased with this volatility, which is great for us. It gives us an opportunity to take stocks that usually never move the way they do and take them for a good opportunity. All right, so let's get into our gappers list this morning, see what we have going on. Everything looks red as far as our gappers list, nothing on the green end. So we'll start with Uber, which has been making a lot of headlines on the news yesterday. So Uber is down 8.5. 511,000 shares traded. I mean, this thing gapped up yesterday nicely, popped up a bit, close to around 43.10, and then we got this drop here. Norm, what's causing this drop today on Uber?
They had earnings last night and are still losing a ton of money each and every quarter. So kind of crazy in a way. We really haven't lost that 40 number. It's been hanging out between 40 and 45 essentially ever since the IPO. I mean, obviously it's popped down a little bit below that or a little above that, but it's been pretty range bound in there. I think people are just waiting to see what comes of it.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It's a great example of something you want to be very careful, especially if you're swing trading through earnings. You don't want to do that. I mean, look at this example here. This thing gaps up. I don't remember the exact number, but here, you know, I'm sure people were thinking, oh, the earnings are going to be great. Somebody knows something I don't know, and they start getting into the stock and holding overnight, thinking it's going to appear at 50 bucks, and boom, you're down at 39 this morning. I mean, so just again, be very, very careful in having the fear of missing out and jumping into something without doing a full research if you're swing trading. Here we have AZN. So AZN is up 2.5 this morning, 373,000 shares traded. I don't like the way this is looking on the daily. It looks very, very choppy. Does not look like it trades very well, and also the pre-market activity looks horrible. And I'm assuming there's some block trades in here. Yeah, there has to be, because you see one here at 100,000, another one 109 as well. So again, just not looking too clean in that front. Let's go over to AMRN. AMRN, one that we have traded in the past before. Wow, this is gapping down 20% today. So this one is down 20.3, 1.1 million shares traded so far. And then here's the pre-market action. It's not looking all that fancy at the moment. It looks very, very choppy, though. You have all this volume. This is not great volume. If you guys remember, AMD yesterday had about 4 million shares but at one point it was around 1.1, 2.0 or something, and you can see what a clean pre-market that was creating. This one here is an example of a horrible pre-market action. I do like the fact that we're down quite a bit today, so that could be interesting. We'll definitely come back to this one. Hopefully that pre-market activity can get a little better. SYMC Symantec. This is one that trades so choppy. Yesterday was the same thing. I didn't watch it on my watch list, but I took it off as we got closer to 9:30. But yesterday was very, very choppy. Today has 242,000 shares traded. It is gapping up again, 2.1. So again, it's got some momentum here on the upside. But look how nasty it's trading in the pre-market action this morning. Not really clean. One that might not make my final list today. So we'll definitely check that out. So Semantics got some news, right? Because they gapped up yesterday. They're up again today. What was the news, Norm, yesterday on this? In the continuation.
Well, yesterday there were rumors yesterday that they were selling a business unit to Broadcom, which is AVGO. They had earnings last night. They did announce they are selling a portion of their business to Broadcom. So that's what this is on.
Okay, got it. So that's what's causing this pop over here. Next we have DXC. DXC here is nice, down 24%, 286,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market activity needs to get a little better, but I love this drop here. This is a beautiful drop. We're definitely going to get something out of this today. I will hope so. Daily chart looks okay, not the greatest. You have some days that are pretty flat, not doing much. Just want to check was the ATR on DXC. So the ATR is $1.48, and our float here we're looking at, where is it? Oh, moved. DXT 268. So it's a larger size float, mid float here. This is definitely will be interesting to watch today. I have not seen how this trades, so I'm not sure what to expect. But the pre-market activity right now just has to get a little bit better. But definitely interested in watching this drop and how that reacts at the open. Just gonna go back up here because we got some movers coming up. We have a CLVS. CLVS just coming up on the gapper scanners, down 2.0 here, 151,000 shares traded. So this looks interesting. We'll definitely keep this on here. Nice drop there. It's getting to that range though where it's trading under $5, which I hate. Sometimes these stocks don't trade very well. So CLVS is it's a 50 million shares float. ATR is 91 cents, so both very good. Down 2.2. Yeah, we can definitely take a look at that in more detail. Another one, STML. STML is down 6.9. So 6.9 here, not great volume, just barely cracking over 100,000. Daily chart also looks very, very funky. Had a couple of nice green days, as you can see here, here, and here. And now we're dropping a bit, but not with a lot of great volume or activity at the moment. Next we have, so Uber we have already. NKTR. Oh, this is down quite a bit. NKTR. So here we're down 35.6. Very nice. Decent pre-market activity. Very decent pre-market activity. So it's got to get a little better. It does have some great volume. But I do like the way that's forming now. Down quite a lot here, 35.7. Norm, what do we have on NKTR this morning?
Yeah, they reported earnings last night. They had some issue with a revenue miss. I'm not sure this didn't get halted for some kind of news yesterday that I'm not seeing. Thought I saw that, but I could be mistaken.
Gotcha. And they are ATR 160, so that's nice. And then we also have 172 million shares flow. So definitely want to watch this morning as well. Next here, another one that's dropping quite a bit, FTHC. So FTHC is down 36.4, 1 million shares traded so far. Not the best pre-market activity, kind of like what NKTR is doing. But again, also the one that's dropping nicely this morning, that'll be worth watching. And this one also, I'm assuming earnings as well. On this one?
Yes, they had earnings last night, and I believe they're making an acquisition of another company as well.
Oh, okay. All right. So that is what we have, guys, in our gappers list. So we'll definitely got some big movers here that are dropping quite a bit. It should be interesting with these three here to watch this morning. Let's go over to our Nasdaq active, RKDA at the moment. It's got some volume, 2.2, but this one doesn't trade very well. We haven't looked at this one before in the past. It can be very, very choppy. and it sells down. And I believe, I'm not sure, don't remember what the float is. Don't remember if it's a low float or not. Yeah, 4 million shares float, guys. So not really interested in this. We have seen this before run up, but again, it can drop on you very hard, very fast. So not worth risking trading these low flow stocks. AMRN, we have AMD. We also have on here. No, we don't have AMD. Let's add AMD. AMD is gonna be good today. Wow, I have so many levels in here. Let's get rid of this. So AMD, big day yesterday, dropping down a bit now, 1.7. But it has such a big day. This will be worth watching this morning. Next, we have volatility index, Nasdaq ETF, NKTR. We have Nasdaq ETF, NAKD is a penny stock, guy, doesn't trade very well. Semantic we have, and the last one here, a Nasdaq ETF. So head over to our Nasdaq gainers. We have RKDA. It's a penny stock, very active. So if you're in the low flow stocks, this is one to watch today for sure. ORGO, no activity. PBYI, not much going on, no volume. TGLS, same situation. WPRT, same as above. ALRM, doesn't have much volume neither. It's a nice gap here. Has an okay daily chart, right? It's got a beautiful 2-day run here that's traded nicely, and now we're gapping up, hitting this 200 moving average. But again, maybe something to watch later on in the midday to see if we can catch a nice trend trade out of this. But at the moment, not looking too great. FNKO also looking nasty on the volume. TXMD, same. PHUN, also not looking great on volume wise. And then last one here, ePay, also not looking too exciting, only 1,000 shares traded. So all right, so we got quite a list here. We'll go over to announcements, and then we'll see. Actually, no, wait. First, let's see what you guys have. Maybe you spotted something that we haven't. Norm, what do you like this morning out of your top 4?
I have not had a good chance to look them over yet. Nvidia's kind of in that 155 range. I'll have my eye on that. It dropped at the open yesterday, and then pretty much a straight line up yesterday after the open sell off, and then Apple's just kind of chopping around 200, 201. So I'm not seeing a whole lot great out of that group today.
Gotcha. So Emmanuel, FTCH, we do have minor. Uber, we do have as well. So those will get into details in here in just a second after our announcements. STNE, STNE. This is a stock that's always hitting some kind of scanners or something, but doesn't trade very well. I never traded it, at least not that I can remember. But right now, it doesn't really have good volume. It is down 2.9, but it's one of those stocks that trades very funky. I really stay away from it, guys, me personally. But again, just and look at the daily. You got some areas where it's just not as clean. But again, it's one of those stocks that I personally have not seen good trading out of it. I'm not sure if anybody else has traded it successfully, but I definitely haven't. What do we have here? So we have Yelp. Yelp. What we got going on with these guys?
Well, we can't do Yelp today.
Right, we can't do Yelp today.
This is the anniversary of Andrew's Yelp Day.
Is it the anniversary of Andrew's Yelp Day today, August 9th?
Yeah, it was August 9th, 2018 was the famous Yelp Day.
Oh, yeah, we cannot add Yelp to our watch list this morning. But here it is. They got 10,000 shares traded, up 5.3. Nice big gap here. Earnings yesterday, or what's going on with these guys? Yelp.
I have not seen
anything on it. Okay. So yes, if you don't know what we're referring to on Yelp Day, you can definitely look it up. Go back to August 9th, 2018.
Yeah.
And you can see
Andrew and watch no, he didn't get a really negative view. It was Andrew's biggest loss.
Yes.
And it was go back, he lost close to $8,000 on Yelp. He went short. It was very strong. He kept averaging into it. It was a nasty day, and I've not seen him make a mistake like that since, even close.
No, it's one of those days where you won't see many, if one at all, going forward. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely take out that recap. Here we have Dropbox, DBX. So I'm not seeing much out of DBX right now. It does got some volume, but it's pretty much opening flat at the moment. Daily chart is a little funky. Since this stock has opened up, I remember when they opened up on their IPO, look at the daily. It has not traded very well. It's just very nasty candles here on the daily chart. You have some days where you get some volume and it pops up, but it does not trade very well. This morning has some volume, but not anything too exciting. We can put it in here, look at it in detail later on, but again, nothing too crazy out of DBX this morning. So we have PMT. Let's see what Alex is giving us. PMT. So PMT has got some volume on here, 629, down 3.6. So this should be hitting our scanners. Why isn't that on here? Maybe the ATR is pretty low. PMT. Yeah. 33 cents ATR. So it doesn't move a lot, guys. This is something we need stocks to really move. Let's look at a day from yesterday. So you have here, basically your high was 22.60 and your low for the entire day was around 22.10. So 50 cents move the entire day. That's tough to trade, especially for us day traders. You got to sit on it all day to get a pretty good move, or you got to load up on shares, which I personally do not like doing. So I'm probably going to skip on this one. Also, one more thing, the daily chart doesn't look too exciting on here as well. So I'm going to pass on PMT. Does not mean that today cannot have a great day, right? Today could be one of these, right? But if I want to be picky and kind of give myself a slighter edge, I'm going to watch something that has a little more volume and more activity. Yes, Dan, RKDA, I'm going to put it on here for the low flow team. RKDA is in play today. RKDA, definitely one to watch. I mean, this thing is up 65%. Doesn't trade very well, guys. Got to be very careful with this one. But if you're in the low flow trading, this is one to definitely have on your list. All right, guys, let's get to some announcements, and then we'll go over this list, start chopping things up, and see what we like. And then I'll go back to the chats and see what else we have that we can look at.
Sure, a few more days left to take to use Trade Ideas discount for a week. You get a Trade Ideas premium for $8.99, essentially just the price of data. There's a link up in the alerts section. Avi will post it if you'd like to give it a shot. I've used it on before I had the full version. It was a great thing that they do a few times a year. We have been nominated by Benzinga for Best Financial Literacy Tool. If you guys enjoy the content here in the chat room and on YouTube, there's a link to vote. It's very easy. It's like 2 clicks and done. We very much appreciate it if you enjoy it. You can vote one time per day per device. The next Thursday, I believe, is at the 13th, August 13th, we're going to have an Ask Me Anything. Excuse me, it's Tuesday. Our next YouTube Live, Ask Me Anything. It's actually going to be on YouTube and Facebook Live. William will be talking to Jeremy Newsom from Real Life Trading. Then, sorry, I was getting some feedback for a second, guys. If you have any off-topic stuff, please post it in the off-topic tab. Anything not directly related to a specific stock, a setup, and stuff like that. So that is all I've got for today.
All right, excellent. All right, folks. So let's get into this list here. Let's start over with Uber. See what we got going on. So Uber is dropping down quite a bit today after having a great day yesterday, gapping up and running up and staying up for the close. Then now we got this report that came out, and now we're dropping 9% here. So I expect a lot of craziness out of Uber today. It's getting towards this level where we have some area of support. You can see here very nicely how every time it hits this range around 38, pops right back up. So we're on our way down there as it looks as right now. So let's remove some of these levels. Let's start with high of the pre-market, very close to this $40 mark. So I'm not going to mark that at the moment. Right now, the low of the pre-market is sitting right at 39. So I'm going to mark down 39. Let's see what it does there, if it can break down from that. Either way, 39 will be a good level to keep, because look at all these 3 days here closing at 39. So either way, you want to have that level on your charts, because that could be an area where you can have some support and resistance depending on what happens next in the next couple of minutes. Towards the bottom, if we lose this 38, right, that's a great support there. You do have all the way down here, you have one at 36.93, and then the all-time low on this recent IPO sitting at 36.16. I don't think we'll get there, but who knows, anything is possible. And towards the top, I'm not going to mark the high of the pre-market because it's right next to 40. I think 40 will be a stronger level today, as you can see several days using that support and resistance. Instead, I'm going to mark down this day here, which you have a pop at 40.82. Then above that, you have the low from yesterday. So I got some moving averages around 42. So you want to be aware of that if we do get back up. I don't think that's going to happen today. And then up here, previous day close and the high from yesterday. So plenty of good levels on Uber this morning to follow. Pre-market activity is becoming very active and very clean. A lot of volume as well, 729,000. So that's excellent. ACN looks horrible, guys. It's not giving us anything great at the moment. And also the daily chart doesn't look clean at all. This one doesn't look like it moves a lot. So I'm just going to remove this one from my list. I'll take this one out. AMRN, we have here low of the pre-market. This was not trading too well. I'm just going to put some levels in case it hits our scanners, but I'm not going to keep this one, guys, because although it has 1.2 million shares traded, I love that it's down 20%. This here is just nasty. This is nasty pre-market action. And also look at the daily chart right in here. Also nasty daily chart, doesn't move a lot, right? So I'm just not a fan of it yet. Maybe I'll keep it and wait till 925 or so before I scrap it. High of the pre-market 1432, low sitting at 1360. Above this we have a level right here, the closest one so far I see at 1626. Oh, we have some good ones right in here. Perfect. So let's zoom into December of last year. What do we have? We have a level here at right up here, 1571. And then in this area, you also have several days opening and closing around this 1485. So I like that level as well. Then towards the bottom of the low of the pre-market 1360, you do have an area. Actually, you have several. You have one here at 1319 and then also here at 1265. So plenty of levels on AMRN. We'll see how it plays in this range. It's just kind of stuck within a nasty range here with some good volume, but not really doing anything exciting pre-market wise. Semantic is one that, guys, very, very choppy. Just for the heck of it, let's see how it traded yesterday. Let's go back because it was in our list yesterday. Let's see how it traded. So it had this drop. It's not too bad, but also not as clean, right? You got a one drop here, no continuation. You got some candles happening here, and then it finally pops up. But again, this is the kind of trading you get from semantics on most days. So not a fan of it. I'm going to get rid of it. DXC. Let's zoom in our 5. DXC it's got an okay pre-market action. Hope this continues to get going here with nice little ramp here with volume. Hopefully that continues to happen. 500,000 shares traded so far, down quite a bit. We do have shares for sure. Hopefully it stays that way. 3860 low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market all the way up to 4285. I'm gonna mark down this area here where we clearly have a nice clean reversal hitting down 46.49, then bouncing off. Let's get back and see what do we have here. Let's look at our weekly. Do we have anything down here? We are all-time low. Yes, we are. So we are all-time low, guys. This 3860. So that's exciting. Yeah, this is going to be very nice. Look how it hits this new low here. And now we're getting a lot of action and activity. So DXC is one to watch this morning. CLVS also has got a nice drop here, but I don't like the pre-market activity as much. We'll do some levels for it. I'm not sure if this is all-time low. Let's check the weekly chart here. Because that also makes things also a bit exciting, and it is, guys. 572 all-time low here. Daily chart is okay, not great. I'll bring it over here. There we go. Yeah, so daily chart is okay. We do have shares for sure. It is on short selling restriction. This pre-market action I'm not loving, but I'm gonna do some levels for it just in case. 625 towards the top, towards the bottom. You got plenty of levels, guys. You got the low from 2 days ago, previous day close. And you also have the low of the pre-market right here at 566. So you can mark that down as well just to have that. And then towards the top, you have the high of this day. And I think that's the only level you have in between there. So hopefully this can get better. But right now, not too excited. It might be one that gets scrapped as well. STML at the moment, not a great daily chart, guys. Not a great pre-market activity. So I'm just going to get rid of this one. I do like how weak is looking. It does look like I have a bearish bias on this one. The way he's setting up, looks like he wants to break down from this moving average and head lower. But I'm really not sure on this pre-market activity. So we'll prepare ourselves, right? Let's get some levels here. 1487, high of this pop over here around 15. 53. And the reason I like this one, you can see some areas of resistance right on here. I love how this comes, tested and heads right back down to this 1487 area. And then this 1487 area, you can see the support and resistance. Just draw a line right on here in that 1487. You can see how your candles have all these points, right? The more a level is tested, the stronger that level becomes. So definitely have that on there. And then towards the bottom, you got this nice moving average here around 1423. You can mark that also. Actually, I'm going to put it down here around 1412. And same thing, draw a line across that, and you can see the areas of support and resistance on several touch points throughout the last 2 months. So STML is okay, guys. I just don't like the pre-market action right now as much. Hopefully it can get better. We'll make a decision as we get closer to the pre-market open. NKTR also down beautifully today, 37%. High of the pre-market, 2150. We do have the low at 1835. Let's see what we have here on the weekly. All right, so around this area here, just trading very nasty, just really consolidating. But look at that 1863, how it's holding all these levels here on that 1863. So towards the bottom, you have a pop down here around 1608 is from this gap, right? So you have a gap here, then 1608 becomes the next area of some good resistance there. So that's what we have towards the bottom, and towards the top, 2157. I think that's plenty for now. But you know what? We need something between 2157 and our previous day close. So it's a big gap, just in case we head back up there. See, we have a nasty daily range here. I'm just going to try to pick the best level towards the bottom of that range, which seems to be 2338. So I'm going to mark that down. And then just for the heck of it, you have here 2546, also a good level there as well. All right, so we got some towards the top, some towards the bottom. It's good enough for NKTR. Pre-market activity looking okay. It's got some decent volume and down quite a bit. I really love how much this is down today. FTCH also down quite a bit. For me personally, I don't have shares for short on this one, which is okay, because sometimes when you don't have a lot of stocks, you know, you can watch some stuff you don't have shares for short, like WW. We didn't have shares for short on that one, and we traded that one beautifully, right, towards the long side. Here we have low of the pre-market 1110, high of the pre-market 1271. See what we got towards the back over here. Let's see the weekly, just to save some time as we scroll back. All right, so this is a recent IPO. Well, not recent, but only 2018, and this is the all-time low here. So this makes it interesting. So going back to our daily, I'm going to yeah, there's nothing down here, nothing towards the top. So this drop here is the last time it's been in that area. So you only got these two levels, 1271 and 1110. So in a stock like this, guys, the whole dollar numbers become important. So make sure you're looking out for those as well. AMD, guys, can't wait to see what AMD does today. Already picking up some volume, 1.1 million shares traded. Not as clean as pre-market action as they had yesterday, but I think this is definitely one you want to watch this morning. See if we get any type of continuation, or if we sell off today. So low of the pre-market sitting at 33.15. The high, very short range. The high of the pre-market 33.64. Towards the bottom, I like this level right on here, guys. Just in between these two places, support and resistance, 32.33, and then below that you have a beautiful support area here. Look at this. You got several moving averages here, including the 200 on the daily. You got the low from yesterday, which we're gapped up from, and then towards the top you got the previous day close and the high from yesterday as well. One more level above here, you can also mark down 34.76. So AMD very active this morning. Let's see what we can get out of that. DBX, guys, I just don't like the way this one trades, and right now this pre-market activity is pretty crappy. So I'm just going to remove this one from the list. RKDA, guys, this is a low flow of the day today. Very active. You can see here, high of the pre-market 350, the low sitting around 243. You got some areas here around this range. I like this one at 337, actually, right where the price action is at. You can see that area of resistance over a couple of days. Once it breaks out of that, it comes right back down. Again, breaks out, comes right back down. So that could be a good level to have. And then towards the bottom, just this range here as well, $3, right? 303. You can see just stuck banging its head between this range until it finally breaks down, and then all hell breaks loose here. Now towards the top, let's get a few more levels just to be prepared. Again, I won't be watching this one today, but you have 367 and you also have 390. So plenty of levels on RKDA. This is a low flow of the day for sure. So And just gonna make this list a little smaller. Just gonna go back and review. Let's see what we can keep here. So we have Uber. Uber is gonna be good, bouncing back a bit here, so that's good. AMRN. AMRN, just this pre-market activity. I'm hoping that it can crack out of this 1436 and hopefully get better, right? That's your high of your pre-market, 1432 to be exact. If it can crack out of that, hopefully it can give us some kind of movement. It has a big drop today, 20%. So let's see what it can do here. Setting up nicely like it does want to start closing some of this gap. DXC at the moment, it's got some good volume. It's down quite a bit, starting to get a nice little bounce here of this 3860, so that's good. CLVS, this one doesn't have great volume or great pre-market activity, so this one might be one that I get rid of. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one today. CLVS, I'm gonna get rid of this one. STML is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, I gotta get rid of one more. STML it's not exciting. NKTR looks great. Love the volume, love the drop. FTCH, it's got the volume, not the cleanest pre-market activity. And I have AMD. So what I'll do is I gotta get rid of one more. I like to watch 6. So I'll decide between DXC is nice. I think it's between AMRN and also NKTR. These two are probably not the cleanest. I'm sorry, not MKTR, sorry, FTCH, right? FTCH. So those two are probably not the cleanest. I'm gonna see how the next couple of minutes develop and what pre-market activity we get out of them, and then I'll decide which I'm going to keep. All right, so we have a decent list. It's gonna go back to our gappers to see if we have anything else that we might have missed. I see pump, PUMP coming up here. Whoops, PUMP. All right, so pump is nasty pre-market activity at the moment. You can see some huge block trades here as well. They should be here in our time in sales. Yeah, you got several at 12 bucks. It's not really trading very clean, so not anything exciting. That's it. All right, guys, we got a couple of minutes. 9:06 Eastern time. You guys have anything that you like today? That is correct. AMRN, you do not have shares for short, so you know what, that could be one that I take off just because of that, right? So we can be picky just to get rid of one. So RVLV, all right, NKTR, yeah, we do have RVLV. This one here, all right, it's got a nice drop, 16.2. The volume right now, though, it's not looking all that great. Pre-market activity is okay, but it needs more volume. So yeah, and it's getting, I like this level here. This is all, yeah, so it's a recent IPO. This is great. It's getting to that point where it opened up on the IPO, so we're right on there. So that could be something interesting to watch later on, but I'm not going to put this on my list just now. The volume is still very low at the moment. So Yelp, let's look at Yelp. So Yelp we looked at earlier. Yelp. Yeah, it just doesn't have the volume right now, though. It is a nicey stock, so I expect it can hit our scanners. We could do some levels for Yelp. I'm not going to put it on my list. We have 36.76 towards the bottom. Towards the high, we have 38.05. And then we have that's a nice gap there. 39.11. Beautiful. And then you also have this day right over here at 38.50. 38.50 right on that area. So yep, I think Yelp's got a nice daily chart here, but again, just the pre-market activity not looking all that great. Needs more volume, only 30K. It is a nicey stock, guys, so it can pick up, but right now I'm gonna watch these ones that have a lot of volume this morning. This could be, if it hits a scan, this could be one that I can tune into. Send, yes, I am using Epic Pen. Epic Pen is since we have a little time, this is it right here. This software is very, very nice. Actually, there's a free version. I got the paid version just to support these guys because they do an amazing job. I've been using them since forever on everything. You can write, you can type, you change the colors. I mean, it is really neat software. So the free version is amazing. The paid version is only like 20 bucks. So if you've been using it for a while, it's good to give back. I just paid the 20 bucks. I mean, we use it every single day. All right. What else we have? I agree, Semantic does not trade well at all. It's just very choppy. Yesterday I had it on my list yesterday, and then Andrew came on and says, I'm taking this crap off. I'm like, you know what, I'm doing the same. I took it off. I wish I would have added WAB though. WAB was definitely a nice one that I took off yesterday. All right, so Peter, one of our moderators in the room, for those in YouTube that don't know, his watch list today is DXC, AMD, AMRN, NKTR, Uber, and then yeah, Peter, you watch a lot. You got a secondary list: ATVI, Symantec, FTCH, FB, Microsoft, and RKDA. And Kurt is watching Uber, Yelp, DXC, secondary list, FTCH, and NKTR. Norm, what do you like this morning? Have you seen anything that has caught your eye so far, or still pretty
Nothing that we have not covered. I had a little issue I had to take care of, and I am trying to whittle down my list of. This is the I can't recall a time we had as many things that were 20% down or more.
Yeah.
It's interesting morning, especially considering SPY really is it's down 0.5%, which is a decent gap down, but still.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and also given how the SPY has been moving the last couple of days, like down 1% almost means nothing at this point, right? The way we've been the last couple of days. But yeah, so ETB. Is that a stock? ETB. Yeah, ETB has no volume right now at the moment. All right, so STS secondary often. All right, perfect, guys. All right, so that is all we have on our list this morning. Uber is going up. Yeah, I think Uber did a bounce from here. Right? Uber is bouncing from this 39 nicely, right? We had this level here, which is nice. You can see here from the last time it came down here, 3 times to test this. I'm sorry, here, opening and closing 3 times. It went below that 39, it comes right back up to that 39. So that's a nice level to have. It looks like here we came down exactly to 39.01, and now we're having a bounce. Let's see if we can get above this high of the pre-market, 40.82 this morning. So it should be interesting. All right, so just let's go over our list one more time. So Uber is nice, very active. AMRN is one that's just, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of AMRN. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm keeping it here because I like how it's down 20%. But you know what? This is pure basura. Basura means garbage in Spanish. So just gonna get rid of it. DXC, DXC looks nice. I like this. Good pre-market activity. Stuck within these 2 ranges for now. What's the ATR on DXC? $1.48, guys. So be careful with this one. This can move quite a bit. $1.48 and a $40 stock is quite a bit. STML.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah, yep. STML's got a funky pre-market activity now. I thought it would be getting better as we got later into the day, but the daily chart looks okay. Hopefully we can get something out of this. STML ATR is $1. Also be careful with this one. NKTR is exciting. I think it's gonna probably lose this 18.31. Well, let's see. It's been testing it for a while. 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times has tested this here. So we'll see what we can get out of that. The Brian special here is at the open it comes up, hits the VWAP, and then depending if everything is looking right, you know, level 2s, the chart, and also time and sales, it could be a good entry for a short and head back down towards the low of the day. But again, that strategy, guys, got to be very, very careful. Really, you can't mess around with your stop on that strategy, because if it breaks the VWAP, it's gonna shoot up like nobody's business. So be very, very careful. That first 5 minutes of the market open, you really have to have all your stuff in order. If you're struggling, which we all do, if you're struggling with stopping out, prevent yourself from trading that first 5 minutes, because you will pay dearly if you mess around with your stop loss in that first 5 minutes, just because every open you can see the volume, how crazy it is in that first 5 minutes. FTCH is looking good, heading back down towards 1110. Hopefully we can get something out of that. And what is AMD? AMD is nice, looking like it wants to go for another run here above towards the previous day close, only down 1.2. So that's interesting as well. And then let's take a look at RKDA. I'm not going to be watching this one. This is for the low flow team. This also looks like it wants to do something today. All right, folks. So that is my final list for today. Just going to screenshot this right here. and we will call it a day, guys. Thank you on YouTube for joining us. Have a great weekend, guys. Trade safe. I know I'm like a broken record, but Fridays you want to trade well. You want to be disciplined. You want to go into your weekend knowing that you didn't break any rules and that you're able to manage your losses, right? If you have a red day, it's okay, but just don't break your rules. That's the worst thing, is to go into that weekend, be with the family, thinking about, man, why did I not obey my stop loss? Why did I overtrade? Right? So keep that in mind this morning. We got a whole month. It's only the 9th. We got a whole month to come back and kill the markets. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.
Take care, guys. If want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to try out the chat room where we trade live all day with Andrew, Brian, Carlos, myself, Peter, all the other moderators. I know I'm skipping some. You can use the promo code premarket24. There's no spaces or anything. Premarket24 to get a discount on a 1-week trial that does not renew.
All right.
Excellent. So have a good day. Trade safe, guys.